The massive news of today is that the Department of Justice is pushing Google to sell Chrome, as in Chrome will have to be spun off and not be part of Google anymore, which is like the biggest big tech antitrust movement we've had in a long time, since like the Microsoft trial. Chrome will not be controlled by Google. What is Chrome without Google though? Well, it'd still be a browser, right? It just wouldn't be owned by Google. The thing about it is like Chrome does things like, for example, if you're not on a Chromium based browser and you go to YouTube, it loads worse. They specifically make YouTube slightly worse in some ways, especially on new patches for Firefox and Opera and other things, because they want you to use Chrome. That's because YouTube is tied to Google, which is tied to Chrome. Like they need to be able to split them off so they're not favoring one network over the other. I will say it's actually for my money, it's kind of small potatoes if they did this. Like they were originally talking about making Google split off Android, which would have been massive. The first question people will say is why not Apple? And the thing is there's an ongoing lawsuit with Apple. It'd be interesting to see that follow through. However, I think just to temper your expectations, I think realistically, Google's plan is this. They're gonna try and set a trial date as far away as possible. And then once they enter the new administration, just try to get this all shot down. So like avoid any antitrust scrutiny. I think that's the plan. They're pushing for it. It'd be interesting to see happen. The one thing I will say is like, so if this was like a antitrust action against a car company or a steel company or a X.com or whatever, then I think the stall out plan is a guaranteed will work. But the unique thing is Google and Facebook are hated by both sides of the aisle. Do you know what I'm saying? Big tech, specifically those two, are pretty widely distrusted. So there's a real chance that like even a Trump administration would be down to push this through. So theoretically, but I'm interested in seeing it happen. I would like to see something that's tried and see what happens. How did Alphabet stock not react at all to the news? I think people think it's not going to happen. And also, just to be clear, like even if Chrome were spun out, you understand that like if you're a shareholder of Google, it could be good for you. If tomorrow they spun out YouTube to a separate company, you would own shares in both companies. Your shares would split. So they would probably both rise. You could make more money. Again, the thing about Google is, imagine this. Imagine that YouTube is profitable now, it is. So imagine if you just wanted to own YouTube, but you have to buy Google, so you get all of their stupid money-losing projects with it. Like, if you could invest in Amazon and only buy AWS, you would make way more money. It would be valued at a way higher multiple because it's growing way faster than just buying like the big retail business. If they get split off, it's not necessarily bad for shareholders. It's only bad for like consumers when these things don't compete. Speaking of predictions that were accurate, how about this? Exactly a year and a half ago, I said this. Microsoft bought Activision Blizzard. See, Sony is trying to respond in kind by buying up more studios. I think I'm the first person to mention this, but I'm gonna put it out there that Sony could be interested in acquiring Kadokawa. Boom, baby! Well, not 100% confirmed yet, but came out today that they're doing that. They're doing that. Sony in talks to buy media powerhouse behind Elden Ring. It's happening. Yeah, looking like it's happened. And the market seems to agree because they spiked in overnight trading. So, which means Sony will officially own Trash Taste and CDawg VA. Did you invest a year and a half ago just in case? Well, I don't know if you noticed in that presentation, Kadokawa was valued at 3.4 billion when I made the prediction. And now when they're getting bought, they're valued at 2.6. So even if I had invested, I would have lost money. Even if my keys were correct and I put money in, I would have lost money. So understand that it's a tricky game, but it is a pretty powerful acquisition. I mean, it certainly would give some exclusives. You know, if Sony goes with the exclusive route for FromSoft, I think that punches above its weight, you know, for how cheap it is relatively to like Activision Blizzard. I think that would be pretty powerful, especially because, you know, Microsoft's plan has been kind of shitting the bed, failing because they didn't sell enough Xboxes. The truth is they can't make enough money going Xbox exclusive, so they have to be multi-platform with the stuff they buy. Like they haven't moved enough Xboxes to do it, and so they're kind of forced to go multi-platform. So that's interesting. Yeah, and then part of it is like their weeb domination. And I admittedly know less about this, but yes, part of it is just like Sony's ever encroaching domination of everything that weebs touch. If you are a weeb, you are forced into the Sony industrial complex. I had one more thing about rich people not being able to buy wine, but I guess the long and short of it is exactly as it sounds. There's like 6.3 billion fewer bottles of wine sold this year than in like 2017. Rich people are buying drastically fewer wine. I'm not sure even why, but there is an extreme downtick. It could be that there is this is the theory that I've heard, but again, I'm not 100% confirmed on this. It's not the ultra rich that are cutting back on wine. There's like a upper middle class striver that buys things like luxury watches, semi-luxury cars, and wine. And all the people are tightening their belts. All of the upper middle class, like white collar, luxury adjacent striving is, they've been cutting back on expensive shit. Because again, watch sales are way down. Jaguar sales are way down. And wine sales are way down. Yeah, like a BMW type person is cutting back on spending is the idea, but I'm not 100% on that. I just know that wine is having a serious cutback. Yeah, it could also be Ozempic. It could be a rise in Ozempic. There's a lot of things it could be. I don't know. I don't 100% know. Are you cutting back, big guy? I actually hate wine. Wine does not do it for me. I'm not a beer bear. I'm like a cocktail guy. I like you know what I like? You know my drink of choice is? A nice Moscow Mule. That's my drink of choice. I'm not a communist for that. Yeah, dude. You get it in a copper mug. This is like, you know, this is my dream drink right here. I'm trying to get a little lit. Tastes good as all hell. A Moscow Mule, baby. That looks so woke. Yeah, I guess it is a little woke to drink a Moscow Mule. Yeah, I should probably just pop an Alp and drink moonshine. Michelob is the drink for you, white guy. No. My beer of choice is the champagne of beer, Miller High Life, which I guess does sound a little bit woke. A Miller High Life, a Moscow Mule. I'm set. My 46-year-old billiards teammate drinks High Life. You're on a billiards team with people that have kids your age, probably. And you're lecturing me on what isn't cool. I feel like that says more about you. New Minecraft movie trailer. Oh, that was the last piece of news. Well, let's watch this first. We'll watch the trailer and then I want to watch the bigger piece of news.
I am Steve. As a child, I yearned for the mines. So one day, I started digging and digging.
That's Steve's origin story. He was a child that yearned for the mines who dig so much he found a digital world.
This place makes no sense.
Damn, they included chicken farming? That's kind of fucked up. That's like a horror beyond comprehension. Dude, I still feel guilt for the chicken farm that I built in Minecraft in that server with Ludden Stands. It was like industrial scale chicken murder, thousands a day. They were cramped into a 1x1 block, just
now it's dark.
Creepers?
Does that feel quick to anyone else?
It'd be great if like right at this point in the movie, it becomes a very serious dark horror movie and Jason Momoa gets ripped alive. Limb from limb, like Saw style body horror. It gets super dark. Jack Black, you find out, is actually crazy and they don't feel safe around him. And they're in his cabin and it's the only place safe from the creepers where they That'd be a real movie. Anyway, once you see this fantastic movie, you're gonna be able to take your experience to the real world because Minecraft is doing a $110 million global theme park deal. In the UK and the US, Minecraft World is real. All of you are poggying. Many of you are too old to be poggying. You will not be allowed in. I assume, like Legoland, they will stop you at the door if you don't have a child accompanying you. Anyway, this is happening. Okay, you can go to Minecraft World and you can buy a plushy pig and you can go on a minecart roller coaster and you can live your dream. It's gonna be, for some people, truly epic. Personally, I'll be too busy watching Minecraft Parkour Civilization again to catch things I missed the first time, but you guys enjoy your little fun and games. You know what I'm saying? I take Minecraft seriously, so it's not a game to me. Does that not just promote kidnapping? I'm sorry, do you think Legoland not allowing adults to enter without a kid is promoting kidnapping? That there's an uptick in kidnapping so that people can get access to Legoland? That seems like such a high risk, low reward situation. You have to steal a child and then go to a public location just to look at Legos, and then you're almost certainly going to jail. It's like the Japanese thing where you rent a kid. They should have that at the door. At the entrance to Legoland, you can rent an orphan just to take them around the park for one day. Anyway, it was sad for Ari because she wanted to go to Legoland because she loves Legos. Just because she was near one time and they wouldn't let her in without a kid. I was like, it was fucked up. I was like, we just let her look at the Legos. It's crazy. She's paying admission.